"You're nothing without me." That's what Marcus said when he found out about my promotion. The office smelled like fresh carpet and ambition. I could hear my team celebrating down the hall, planning drinks to toast the new creative director position. My mentor smiled with pride. My colleagues offered congratulations. I clutched the promotion letter in my hand, smoothed my navy blazer, and chose grace over his poison. No argument, no defending myself. I simply walked past him toward my new office. 2 hours later, his Instagram went live and a lie spread across our entire industry. Here's what happened next. The promotion had been 6 months in the making, the kind that comes from late nights and early mornings proving yourself in a company that didn't hand out titles easily. Sterling and Associates was known for their brutal standards and even more brutal office politics. My corner office overlooked downtown, earned through campaigns that had saved 3 major accounts. Every presentation had shimmered under the conference room lights. This one was finally mine. Marcus had been watching from his cubicle when HR called my name. I'd driven in that morning replaying his last text in my head. "Don't get your hopes up, Sarah. They're not promoting someone like you." That was all I ever was to him. A limitation, a cautionary tale. Don't dream big. Don't take space. Don't remind anyone there's another version of success. During our relationship, we were the cliché you see in corporate couples, the charming one and the ambitious one. Marcus had connections and family money. I had talent and work ethic. He'd network and get praised. I'd deliver results and get overlooked. He said I was lucky to have his guidance. I said I was grateful for his support. Both meant the same thing. Dependent was convenient. The last time we'd worked together was the Morrison account 3 months ago. I remember the conference room smelling like burnt coffee and leather portfolios. Marcus was in Cabo with his new girlfriend, and for once, the creative process felt fluid. The client asked me to present the final concept from my portfolio. Instead, I delivered the campaign that would later win the industry award. When I explained the strategy, Marcus smiled like it was expected. "You always did your best work when I wasn't micromanaging," he said later. That night, I learned there are 2 kinds of credit, earning it and stealing it. I thought about that meeting as I walked toward my new office, heels clicking on polished marble. Through the glass walls, I saw my team setting up for our strategy session. My assistant arranging flowers, my art director updating the mood boards, and my copywriter already sketching ideas. Marcus looked up once, saw me, and smiled the same way people smile at accidents they're relieved they avoided. The HR director intercepted me with her clipboard. "Congratulations, Miss Chen," she said. "Thank you." Her professional smile brightened when she handed me the keys. "The executive floor is yours now." I laughed, waiting for the reality to sink in. It did. Executive floor. With a view of the city. I followed her gesture toward the corner office with floor-to-ceiling windows. From there, I could see the entire company, every department, every ambition. But there was respect between us now, earned and undeniable. I set my portfolio on the mahogany desk, a leather-bound collection I'd spent years building, and stared through the glass. Below, Marcus was typing furiously at his computer. The creative team was raising coffee cups in celebration. Outside, I stood in the morning light and told myself the truth I'd avoided for years. You earned this. You don't need his validation. But Marcus wasn't ready to accept that reality. The truth was pressing against his ego, sharp and unforgiving. Maybe he couldn't control my success anymore. But that didn't mean he wouldn't try to destroy it. I tried to focus on the transition meeting, but the office wasn't quiet. Notifications buzzed through phones, colleagues whispered in hallways, glancing at screens under their breath. Every time someone passed my office, I caught flashes of concerned looks, hushed conversations, my name floating through fragments of worried sentences. Then my assistant knocked. I looked up and saw her walking toward me, tablet in hand, face pale like she'd seen something terrible. She stopped just short of my doorway, her reflection doubled in the window. Two versions of concern, one professional inside, one personal outside. "Sarah," she said, clearing her throat. "You need to see this." I blinked. "See what?" She turned her screen toward me, and I saw Marcus's face filling an Instagram live video, the one he used for his industry insights posts. The caption made my blood freeze. The truth about workplace promotions and who really deserves them. For a second, I said nothing. My throat went dry, the kind of dryness that comes from recognizing betrayal. Behind her, phones were buzzing in every cubicle. She didn't need to play the audio. I could see the comments flooding in from industry contacts, colleagues, competitors. Everyone we knew professionally was watching. He wanted me to panic, to call him, to beg him to take it down and prove his point. I didn't. I just looked at the screen long enough for my assistant's worry to deepen. "You know," I said quietly, "there's always been room for both of our successes. He's the one who keeps making it a competition." Her eyes widened. Should we do something?" I let out a small laugh, the kind that sounds like air escaping from a pressure valve. He just gave me exactly what I needed. What exactly am I worried about? For a moment, she looked confused. Then I opened my laptop, pulled up a folder I'd been saving for months, and smiled. Sometimes the best defense is just letting people see who someone really is. The folder contained everything: emails where Marcus took credit for my work, text screenshots where he badmouthed other colleagues, recorded meetings where he'd promised clients things he couldn't deliver. Not revenge. Just documentation. "Schedule a video call with the partners," I said calmly. "It's time for some transparency." She nodded, backing away slowly. I watched her go, her professional composure intact, and felt something shift. This time, the betrayal didn't hurt the same way. It burned cleaner. When she closed the door behind her, I opened the first email in the thread. The evidence I'd been collecting for months, saved in quiet patience. I'd organized it carefully the night before my promotion, filed under professional development. If he wanted to make this public, fine. But I wasn't fighting dirty. Not this time. For a while, I just sat there, fingers pressed against the smooth touchpad, listening to the muffled buzz of notifications echoing through the office walls. It was supposed to be my victory lap, a perfect transition. I imagined my team celebrating, clients congratulating, Marcus accepting reality with grace. The same scene I'd pictured my whole career, but without the toxicity I'd endured for too long. I stood up slowly. My reflection caught in the window, still composed, maybe even stronger if you looked closely enough. Inside my laptop, the documentation felt more powerful than it should. I had organized it systematically over months, cataloging patterns rather than incidents. It wasn't just evidence. It was proof that some people reveal themselves when they think no one is watching. 2 hours earlier, I'd run into our biggest client in the lobby. A routine elevator conversation turned into validation. "Marcus has been telling everyone he's the creative genius behind the Morrison campaign," he'd said casually. "But we both know who really delivered that presentation." He'd smiled knowingly. My coffee stayed warm. I hadn't planned to use that conversation until now. Before the partners' meeting, I walked back to my assistant's desk near the executive elevator. The office was buzzing with controlled chaos, everyone trying to look busy while refreshing social media. I handed her a USB drive labeled Professional Correspondence 2023 to 2024. "Please upload this to the shared server," I said. "Executive access only, for now." My handwriting was neat, deliberate. Inside, organized by date and project, was a complete timeline and evidence trail. Not accusations, just facts. Screenshots, emails, recorded approvals, client feedback, everything that showed the real story behind 2 years of collaborative work. I stepped back, checked my reflection one last time, and straightened my blazer. My heart wasn't racing. It was steady, calm in a way that felt almost powerful. Then I walked toward the conference room. The executive meeting started in 10 minutes. The air felt different now, charged with possibility instead of dread. I could hear Marcus's voice still streaming from phones throughout the office, building his narrative with increasing desperation. But for the first time in months, I didn't feel small. I didn't feel defensive. I reached the conference room, the soft hum of the air conditioning like white noise after years of his manipulations. As I opened my laptop for the presentation, I looked back once at the main floor through the glass walls, at the faces illuminated by phone screens, and whispered to myself, let the evidence speak for itself. The video call connected. Partners from 3 offices appeared on screen, their expressions serious but expectant. Sarah, the managing partner, began. We understand there's been some social media activity regarding your promotion. We'd like to hear your perspective. From my office, Marcus's voice still carried across the floor, weaving stories about undeserved promotions and industry nepotism. Through the glass walls, I could see colleagues torn between watching his performance and preparing for their own damage control. The irony wasn't lost on me. Then I opened the first file. Before we address the allegations, I said calmly, I'd like to share some context about our recent collaborative projects. The screen filled with email threads, each one timestamped and verified. The partners leaned forward, reading messages where Marcus had explicitly taken credit for work that wasn't his. One email thread stood out. Marcus to a client, I've developed a revolutionary approach to your brand positioning. Below it, my original presentation from 3 weeks earlier, complete with timestamps and revision history. The managing partner's eyebrows raised. This is comprehensive documentation. I clicked to the next slide. This represents 2 years of what I believed was collaborative work. The timestamps tell a different story. Page after page revealed the pattern, my concepts, his presentations. My late nights, his client dinners. My strategies, his signature. The room went quiet except for the soft clicking of keyboards as partners took notes. Someone asked, Sarah, why didn't you bring this up sooner? I smiled, the same expression I'd practiced in mirrors for months. I thought loyalty mattered more than credit. I was wrong. The managing partner cleared her throat. We'll need time to review this thoroughly, but... She paused, looking at her notes. This level of documentation suggests systematic misrepresentation. Through the conference room window, I could see Marcus pacing near his cubicle, phone still live, unaware that his audience had already moved on. Marcus made one critical error, I said quietly. He assumed I wasn't paying attention. The partners exchanged glances. But I document everything. It's what makes me good at my job. 20 minutes later, the call ended with promises of a full investigation and immediate suspension of Marcus's client privileges. I closed my laptop, collected my notes, and walked back to my office. Through the glass walls, I could see the moment Marcus realized his Instagram audience had dropped to single digits. His phone rang, HR calling him upstairs. The live video cut off abruptly. Colleagues who had been watching suddenly found urgent work to focus on. The office buzz shifted from gossip to productivity in the span of 5 minutes. I didn't feel triumph, just clarity. I sat at my new desk and thought about the promotion. The late nights that earned it, the presentations that proved it, the folder of evidence that protected it. How it all started with his assumption that I was nothing without him. How it ended with proof that he was nothing without taking credit for others. Justice didn't always announce itself. Sometimes it quietly organized files and waited for the right moment to speak. The live stream was over, but the truth remained. Through my office window, the city stretched out below, full of opportunity I'd earned myself. I reached for my phone and turned it back on. 47 missed calls from industry contacts, 23 text messages offering support, 12 LinkedIn notifications from executives who'd seen the evidence files. By the time the afternoon meetings began, the story had shifted. The whispers weren't about my promotion anymore, they were about his pattern of theft. The hashtags weren't questioning my qualifications, they were documenting his lies. I hadn't said a word publicly. The evidence spoke for itself. When I left the office that evening, it smelled faintly of success and vindication. The city lights flickered to life across the skyline. I hung my blazer on the back of my car seat and stared at it. The navy blue still flawless, untouched by his attempts at destruction. It looked like armor I'd been building my entire career. A final message appeared from an unknown number. "You won this round, but it's not over." That was Marcus. He always said that when his manipulations failed. It's not over. But it was. I documented everything, proven everything, earned everything he'd tried to steal. I deleted the message and opened my calendar instead. 3 client meetings tomorrow, a team strategy session, a call with the board about expansion plans. A week of actual work sounded like freedom. Before driving home, I rolled down my windows. The evening air smelled cleaner than it had in years. Across the river, the office lights dimmed one by one. He could keep his excuses, his justifications, his version of events. I had mine now, backed by evidence and verified by professionals. For the first time in 2 years, silence didn't mean being silenced. It meant being strategic. At my promotion announcement, Marcus tried to destroy my reputation. Tonight, I'm reviewing expansion plans for the West Coast office. Same silence, different power. Back then it was defense. Now it's leadership. Sometimes the best response to lies isn't argument. It's documentation. They thought I'd always need their validation. But I don't need approval from people who steal credit for their own survival. I don't beg for recognition from someone else's playbook. I build my own legacy. If you've ever had someone try to diminish your accomplishments, know this. Keeping records isn't paranoia. It's protection. Truth always surfaces when you give it time and evidence. Tell me, have you ever had to document your way out of someone else's lies?